Well, hey there. Rhea Reeves, founder and finance coach of City Girl Savings, is here coming at you with another quick training. This training is all about how to simplify your finances and focus on what's most important. So let's start off by taking a deep breath, because if you are feeling overwhelmed with your money situation, you're not alone. But there are some things you can do to help make sure that you are focusing on what's most important and simplifying the whole process. So first, focus on one thing at a time. It can be exciting to think about paying off debt, building up a savings, traveling, buying new clothes, all the things that require money, but I want you to focus on one thing at a time. If you don't have a budget in place, that's your number one focus. If you have a budget in place, but it's not quite working, focus on making sure it works. And you can do that by making sure your numbers are realistic. So if your budget is not accounting for going out to eat, getting your hair and nails done when you refuse not to do those things, your budget is not realistic. You got to include the things that you truly do spend money on, even if there's not a set amount and due date every month. And then finally, don't be afraid to take a step back and start fresh. Every month is a new opportunity to get your budget in order, to start new. Don't be afraid to throw out what isn't working and focus on what is. So, what's most important? What should you be focusing on if you don't really know and you're feeling scattered? First, focus on sticking to your numbers. So, get that budget in place, make sure it's realistic, and make sure you're sticking to your numbers. Then, I want you to focus on seeing exactly how much you can afford to put into savings so that you can build up a reserve. Having that nest egg or having something put to the side in case of emergencies is such a security blanket. And then I want you to shift to focusing on paying down debt. So if you take anything away from this training, please know that the most important thing you can do for your finances is master your budget by sticking to your numbers, building up a savings, and paying down your debt. So what are your next steps? Well, reflect and assess. What's going right in your situation right now and what's not? What can you change for the next go round? So how can you make next month's budget realistic? How can you make sure you stick to those numbers? And how can you make sure that you put something in savings and keep it there? And then I want you to identify your areas of weakness. So if you know that iced coffees get you, number one, you're not alone because they get me too. What can you do to make sure that you are not going overboard? When you know your areas of weakness, you can actually work to fix them. And if you haven't already downloaded my free monthly budget overview tracker, please do so. Knowing your numbers is owning your numbers. You can download this from the link in the email or at bit.ly/CGS budget. Thanks for tuning in.